Imagine running a race with no finish line. A race where every step you take is not just for yourself, but for those who come after you. That is what life is, not a sprint, not a quick dash, but a marathon. And in this marathon, the true winners are those who build something so strong, so meaningful, that no storm, no obstacle, no enemy can ever break it. We often chase speed, fast money, fast fame, fast results, but speed without purpose crumbles. What truly lasts is built slowly, intentionally, with discipline. When you plant seeds of consistency, you create roots so deep that no earthquake of failure can shake them. Challenges will come, doors will close, people will doubt you, and setbacks will test your spirit. But resilience is not about never falling. It's about rising again and again until your persistence itself becomes unbreakable. Every struggle becomes part of the foundation of what you're building. And here's the truth, what you build is bigger than you. A true marathon is generational. It's about inspiring others to carry the torch, to run their own race, and to build on the foundation you left behind. That's how legacies are created, not in the sprint of one lifetime, but in the marathon of many. When you look at the world, everybody's in a rush. People want everything quick. Quick money, quick fame, quick results. We're living in an era where patience feels like it don't exist anymore. Everybody's scrolling, tapping, refreshing, chasing the next thing that'll give them a hit of satisfaction. But the truth is, the most valuable things in life don't come fast. A tree don't grow overnight. A diamond don't form in a day. And a legacy, something that lasts, something that lives beyond you, is never the product of speed. It's the product of consistency. Think about it like this. If you sprint too hard in the beginning of a marathon, you gas out. You might impress the crowd at the starting line, but the ones who finish, the ones who truly win, are the ones who know how to pace themselves. Life is the same. If you're only chasing quick wins, you burn out before you even touch greatness. You'll look back and realize you built nothing solid, nothing that could outlast you. There's a quote I once heard: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. That speaks to the idea of legacy. Speed might get you to a moment, but legacy takes patience, planning, and the discipline to keep moving even when nobody's clapping. Let me give you a story. There was a man who spent 30 years building a house for another family. Brick by brick, day after day, he worked faithfully. But what he didn't know was that the last house he built was actually a gift for himself. When the keys were handed to him, he realized every corner he cut, every detail he skipped, every shortcut he took in those years was now his burden to live with. That's life. The house you build is the life you gotta live in. If you move too fast and take shortcuts, your foundation will be weak. But if you move with patience, with intention, you'll have something unshakable. Legacy is about doing the work nobody sees. It's about planting seeds in soil that might not bloom until long after you're gone. The harvest belongs to the future, but the planting belongs to now. That's why people say blessed is the man who plants trees under whose shade he may never sit. You don't build for the moment, you build for forever. Now let's talk about foundations. Because once you understand the value of the marathon, you got to ask yourself, what are you running on? What's under your feet? See, anybody can build something that looks good for a season. You can throw up a structure, make it shiny, make it tall, and for a moment it might impress. But when the storm comes, when pressure hits, when the weight of life pushes against it, only the ones with deep roots survive. It's like the story of the two houses. One built on sand, the other on rock. The one on sand looked fine at first. Probably went up quick, probably cost less, probably got attention. But when the rain came and the winds blew, it fell apart. The house on the rock, it stood. Why? Because the builder spent more time underground than above. He dug deep before he went high. That's what building an unbreakable foundation is all about. It's not glamorous work. It's the late nights when no one's watching. It's the sacrifices when no one's applauding. It's the discipline to keep your principles solid even when temptation is right in front of you. And here's the thing, foundations don't show off. Nobody claps for concrete. Nobody takes pictures of the dirt being dug. But without that, the skyscraper don't exist. Look at any empire that's lasted, whether it's a business, a movement, or a family dynasty. They didn't just pop up out of nowhere. They were rooted in values, in culture, in vision. The ones that crumble are the ones that built for quickness instead of depth. They chased trends instead of principles. They wanted to be loud instead of lasting. Ask yourself this, are you building for applause or are you building for endurance? I remember hearing an old builder say, measure twice, cut once. It sounds simple, but it's a life lesson. Don't just rush into things because you're in a hurry to show results. Move with precision, move with wisdom, move with patience. Because when you do, what you create can't be broken. People think strength is about being flashy, about showing muscle, about proving something. But real strength is quiet. Real strength is in the foundation. A tree doesn't brag about its roots, but that's the reason it stands tall. And when the storms come, the roots are the only reason it's still there after everything else is blown away. And let me tell you something, storms will come. Pressure will test you. People will doubt you. The world will try to shake you. That's not a maybe. That's a guarantee. But if you build right, if your foundation is true, nothing can destroy you. You might bend, you might sway, you might get hit, but you won't break. That's what separates those who last from those who fade. So don't let the world trick you into thinking speed is the answer. Don't let the hunger for quick validation make you skip the work that actually matters. Build slow if you need to, but build strong. Build what can't be broken. Because when it's all said and done, people won't remember how fast you built it. They'll remember that it's still standing. When life hits you, it never asks for permission. It don't knock on the door and politely announce itself. It kicks the door in, uninvited, and brings problems, losses, setbacks, betrayal, and pain. And most people, when that happens, they fold. They see the storm, they see the fire, and they give up. But here's the truth. That moment where most people quit is the exact moment where the few who last get forged into something greater. Pressure is what creates power. Struggle is what builds strength. There's a saying, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Think about that. Friction, pressure, heat. Those are the things that take raw material and turn it into something priceless. Resilience is not about avoiding pain. It's about embracing it, learning from it, and using it as fuel to keep going. I'll tell you a quick story. There was a farmer who had an old donkey that fell into a well. The animal cried out for hours while the farmer thought about what to do. Finally, he decided the donkey was too old to save, and the well needed to be closed anyway. So he invited his neighbors over, and they all started shoveling dirt into the well. At first, the donkey realized what was happening and panicked. But after a while, he did something unexpected. With each shovel of dirt that hit his back, he shook it off and stepped up, dirt after dirt, step after step, until finally he walked out of the well. That's resilience. That's life. The dirt they throw on you can bury you, or you can use it to rise. The choice is yours. Every person you admire, every leader, every innovator, every creator, they didn't get there because life was smooth. They got there because life tried to break them, and they refused to let it. They found power and resilience. They made setbacks their teachers. They made failures their lessons. They took scars and turned them into stories that fueled the next generation. Let me give you something to think about. Pain is not permanent, but quitting is. Whatever you're facing today, loss, failure, betrayal, it will pass. But if you give up, that decision will stay with you. Resilience is the art of saying, I'm not done yet. This storm won't decide my future. That mindset alone is unshakable power. Now let's move into something even bigger, because resilience is personal, but legacy goes beyond personal. Once you understand how to endure, once you know how to survive storms, you have a responsibility bigger than yourself. Impact, influence, leaving behind something that uplifts people you may never even meet. There's a quote that says, a society grows great when old men plant trees whose shade they know they shall never sit in. That's legacy. That's impact beyond self. What you build isn't just for your name, your pocket, your recognition. It's for the ones coming after you. It's for the kid watching you right now who might not even say a word, but is learning how to move because of how you move. I remember hearing a story about a mason who built a cathedral. People asked him why he spent his entire life carving stones that no one ever see high up in the arches. He said, because God sees them. See, impact is often invisible in the moment. You don't always get applause. You don't always get credit. But the work you do, the seeds you plant, they show up in ways you might never witness. Legacy is not about leaving money. It's about leaving meaning. Money disappears. Meaning lasts forever. If your children inherit wealth but no wisdom, they will lose both. But if they inherit wisdom, discipline, and vision, they can rebuild wealth even if it's gone. Ask yourself this, when you're gone, what will remain? Will it just be your possessions, or will it be principles? Will it just be your name, or will it be a movement, a way of thinking? A culture you help shape. Impact beyond self means you stop moving selfishly. You stop thinking only about your shine. You realize the light you carry is supposed to light the path for others. A candle doesn't lose anything by lighting another flame. It multiplies its impact. That's how life works. What you give, what you share, what you build for others, that's what will echo long after your footsteps are gone. Think of resilience and impact like two hands. One is about how you hold yourself up when the world tries to break you. The other is about how you extend your hand to lift others. Alone, each is powerful. Together, they make you unstoppable. I'll share one last story. There was a man who walked along the beach where thousands of starfish had washed ashore. A little boy was picking them up, one by one, and throwing them back into the sea. The man laughed and said, "There are too many. You can't save them all. What difference does it make?" The boy picked up another starfish, threw it back, and said, "It made a difference to that one." That's impact. You don't need to change the whole world at once. You just need to make a difference where you are with what you have. So let me leave you with this. Life will test you. People will doubt you. Storms will come. That's where resilience becomes your superpower. But once you master survival, once you learn how to bend without breaking, don't stop there. Use your journey, your lessons, your scars to give back, to plant seeds, to inspire, to build something that continues even when you're gone. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how many times you got knocked down. It's about how many people stood up because they saw you get back up. And that's how your marathon continues through others. So remember, this journey is not about how fast you move, but about how strong you build. Build with purpose. Build with resilience. Build what can't be broken. And when you do, your marathon will never end. It will continue in the lives you've touched and the legacy you've left.